Fox Sports.
We are Blackboard. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Jacoby Jones has injected some excitement to the Tigers lineup these days. A big triple yesterday set up the game-winning rally. Then in April against these Royals, a walk-off home run winner. Jacoby and the Tigers take their road show to KC today. It is a hot, steamy day for baseball as we welcome you to Kauffman Stadium. Game one in this weekend 4-game series featuring the Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pem alongside Kirk Gibson. Glad to have you with us for game one in the series. Big win yesterday for the Tigers, Gibby. Really a feel-good win. This team's starting to feel like they win some games now.
It really was. They had a poor road trip. They didn't pitch well. They came home against a hot Tampa team. They had won 9 out of their last 11, and they did just the opposite. They won the series. They pitched very well, and they're starting to win in different ways. Much more athletic team. Just a great atmosphere on the plane last night. I feel like they're really starting to get to know each other and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, it really is a different team. It used to be a station power-hitting ball club the last 4 or 5 years here now, but a different way of winning ball games these days.
Well, they played a great game yesterday. I tell you, all the things, they were out for PFPs earlier in the day, and it showed up in the game. You just look at all these plays. Iggy right there playing with energy. John Hicks stepping in at first base, the double play. McCann pitching in right here. These aren't easy plays. Their positioning is much better. Ron Gardenhire and his staff love the slides. You're seeing this. We haven't seen this in a couple of years. Then we get to the extra innings right here. John Hicks is up, uses his brain. Look at, puts 2 guys in a position to make a mistake. And there's Jacoby Jones coming down the third base line. That's the game winner walk-off. This is just smart. He takes his time, makes sure he gets the bunt down. He sees 3 guys on the left side of the field, only 1 guy on the right-hand side. It's just a very, very good way to win. Not the 3-run homer all the time. I think it made Gardy and his staff feel very good because they're responding very well to what they're teaching them.
All right, the last time the Tigers saw the Royals, they did not have one of their leaders. That would be Salvador Perez, and he is back in their lineup, and they really need him.
Well, they do, and he's been a force. And whenever your catcher is on the DL, they're not going to help you. But Selby's better than just any ordinary catcher. He can block, he can throw. They call him the cannon. He throws the ball very, very good, and he's really hurt the Tigers. Good tag right here on the slide with the bat. He's got about a .290 lifetime batting average against the Tigers. Doesn't seem that much, but boy, does he do it when it counts. And Salvador Perez will be in the lineup again today. He's had some dust-ups in just the last couple days with Tim Anderson over there at Chicago. So we'll see. He looks like he's spirited and ready to play. The Tigers will have to deal with him tonight.
All right, after a short break, we'll go back to the Call Sam Studios, check in with Minky York. Coming up in this one here today, game one in the series, Mike Fiers on the hill, aiming for his 3rd win of the season. Tigers Royals coming up next.
what a bank can be, come to Comerica. And by Jeep. See your Jeep dealer today and experience the freedom that comes with legendary capability. Tigers and Royals, the first of 4 here at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City today. Mike Fiers will take the ball for the Tigers. Last time out against the Royals on April 21st back at Comerica. Fiers went 5 1/3 innings, giving up just 2 earned runs by doing what he does best, and that is keeping hitters off balance.
Well, the mixture of off-speed stuff, you know, he doesn't have an overpowering fastball. But he really knows how to pitch. His fastball looks like it's going 95 at times because he throws so much other stuff in there, and obviously he has some deception, big wind-up, big leg kick, and a long, you know, flippy wrist, which makes the ball pop, and he changes speeds very well.
Fiers and the Tigers are ready to fire it up in game 1 of 4 against the Royals here in KC. Mario Peppa and Kurt Gibson are by with first pitch right after this. Enjoy the game, everybody.
The weather this afternoon here in KC, 76 degrees, humid as well, 69%. There were tornado warnings actually in the area last night. We arrived here in KC and the tornado sirens were going off, which was kind of unsettling.
Comforting.
Yeah, but things have cleared up today, and hopefully the rain will stay away, and the Tigers getting set to do battle here against the Royals, their first visit to this ballpark this season. Tigers took 2 out of 3 from the Rays last 3 days in a very short homestand, now taking their show on the road here. And John Hicks was, well, I guess one of the heroes. He put the finishing touches on yesterday's win.
Yeah, I love this play right here. He looks up, looks at the field, takes his time. You're only going to get one shot before they redefend you, and he makes sure that he gets the bat on the ball, puts the pitcher and the first baseman in a bind, and it's an easy walk home for Jacoby Jones, and the Tigers with the walk-off winner.
And hopefully they can carry that over today as Leonis Martin gets set to lead things off for the Tigers. Their lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. You see Martin there at the top. Candelario Cabrera is back in the lineup for the Tigers. Vmart, however, is out with a bad ankle. Castellanos playing right field, and Jacoby Jones and John Hicks at first base. McCann, Iglesias, and Machado rounded out for the Tigers. And on the hill is the big lefty Eric Skoglund for the Royals.
Yeah, he's tall, all right. He's 6 feet 7 inches tall, 1 and 2 on the year. Threw a beauty, beat Justin Verlander last year. Got beat in his last outing with Tigers. Tigers scoring 4 runs in 5 innings off him. His best game this year, he just in his last start against Chicago. So he's a young kid who's gaining some confidence and thinks he can beat the Tigers today, but we know that's not going to happen. And let's take a look at the Royals defense in the outfield. John Jay in left, Alex Gordon in center, Jorge Soler in right field. Mike Moustakas at third, Lucas Duda at first, Whit Merrifield at second base, Alcides Escobar at shortstop, Salvador Perez back in the lineup for the Royals today and catching Eric Skoglund.
Well, the Royals once again under the guidance of Ned Yost, who is their skipper. And Ned's really had a really tough start to this year. He's had some injuries along the way. Now, Salvador Perez is back in their lineup. Alex Gordon was on the DL for a while. He is back, but it's been a slow start for them.
Yeah, it really has. And it wasn't that long ago where the Royals were in the World Series and won it. So you have that expectation, but it's hard to keep the team together, and you have to make transition. And this is not a great start for them, but they still hold hope that they can get it together. Tigers and the Royals 3-3 on the year so far.
Royals overall at 8-22 on the brand new season, and the Tigers come in at 13-16. Here is Leonis Martin to get things started. Martin, Candelario, and Cabrera facing the tall lefty Skoglund. Lights are on here at the ballpark. We had a cloudy, overcast day, with the sunshine breaking through now. And Martin looks at ball one as we begin this ball game today. Martin at 267. Has some power at the top of that Tigers lineup. He'll shoot that one foul back out of play. 4 homers this year, 13 driven in for Leonis.
He's done it with his legs, his arm, and his bat.
Good to see Cabrera back in the starting lineup, albeit as the DH today. And when one guy returns, Cabrera, another guy goes back on the bench, and Victor Martinez, don't know the status of how long he'll be out, but he's battling a sore ankle. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's a ball outside. 2-2 on Leonis Martin.
Martin not having much luck against the lefties this year, early in the year. He does battle. He's just watched the 2-strike breaking pitch for Chase. Fastball away now.
Swing and a miss. Down he goes.
It's kind of an old dirty trick that pitchers and catchers and your opponents like to do. They throw you the breaking ball, they get you looking for that, and they just hit that heater right by you. This is what Martin saw. That's a lot of leg and arm coming at you. And look, he's over there on the left side of the rubber. And it's not good for lefties. He's coming from way behind your back. Hard to pick the ball up.
Here is Jeimer Candelario. Jeimer looks at a strike called 0-1.
No, in his last start, he did a lot of back leg breaking balls and sliders down underneath the right-hander's hands. Threw the ball inside quite a bit, even in the fastball. So you can pretty much assume at some point he gets in trouble, that's where he's going.
Candy fouls it straight back. Candelario this year against lefties, not nearly as good as he is against right-handed batters. Candy over 300 against righties, but only 235, or make it 231 against lefties. Chop foul back to the Tiger dugout.
There he goes inside. Hitters do not like it. Some will tell you they do, but I'm here to tell you, you don't like to just get wore out on your hands. You can try and cheat. It makes you give up the outside part of the plate then.
Skoglund goes 6'7", 210-pounder out of Sarasota, Florida. He's got his veteran behind the plate today in Sal Perez. And a line drive caught by the shortstop Escobar. 2 gone.
Shamer with a pretty good swing right there, pretty good at bat. It's tough luck there. There's nothing you can do. Go back to the bench, get ready for your next AB. Hit this ball solid. Right to Escobar.
Escobar is the one constant in their defense every single day. He goes out there and plays every day, every night. Here is Cabrera now. Miggy not wasting any time. Fouls off the first one, 0-1. Cabrera missing 3 games with that bicep. A little cramp in his bicep. Tigers held the lineup out today waiting for Cabrera, and he finally gave him the green light. 0-2 now on Miguel.
What usually happens is Miggy will come in and he'll either know by the time he gets in, or he'll go get treatment and or go to the batting cage, see how it feels, and then they give the manager how they feel. The manager ultimately makes the decision.
Is 3 days off enough to mess up your timing, or is it not really the case?
It can be. However, Miguel's a veteran. He's taken a lot of swings in his career, and he probably is tested every day a little bit. So I don't know that he was just totally shut down.
Ground ball to third, sharply hit, bobbled there by Moustakas. He'll stay with it though, and Cabrera's out. 1-2-3 inning for Eric Skoglund, and we go to the bottom of the first. Have Mike Fiers on the mound today, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
5th start of the year, 2nd quality start in his last start on Friday at Baltimore. You can see his numbers right there. Whip 1.26. That's a good indication. Not walking anybody. It's kind of pitcher that guys ask us, how does he get guys out? He's got average stuff, but he's very intuitive about what pitch to throw and where to throw it in the zone. And he feasts off the batter's aggressiveness.
Yeah, Fiers will upset your timing at the plate, to be sure, and he goes to work now against Whit Merrifield, who looks at a strike. Merrifield in the leadoff slot, batting .252 this year with 3 homers and 10 driven in. Seems like he always does his best work versus the Tigers.
He's got a big hitting streak, doesn't he, against the Tigers?
Well, .343 career against the Tigers. Fiers likes to go with the high socks. Now the 0-2. Little looper in left field, and that's going to drop. Base hit. Jones plays it on the hop, and Merrifield stays hot against the Tigers. Here's the rest of the Royals lineup presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. You saw Whit Merrifield leading it off. Jorge Soler's gotten hot for them. He is batting second. Then Mike Moustakas, Salvador Perez batting cleanup. Lucas Duda, John Jay will follow, and a bottom three of Cuthbert, Gordon, and Escobar.
Merrifield just loves the Tigers. I mean, that just bounces in front of Jacoby out there. Got a good jump on it. He served it in there nicely.
He'll run 4 stolen bases this year.
He's caught a couple times. The Royals overall just not as fast as they used to be as a team. Not as much of a threat.
Soler grounds one to third. This might be 2. Candy to second 1. Relay is not in time. An extra beat at second base by Machado on the turn, and that cost him the double play.
I don't know what happened down there. It looked like he had an opportunity, but he was unable to step over the bag. Merrifield went in late on him and thought that was a tailor-made double play, but it's not a bad exchange. Or Soler did hustle. Maybe bobbled that ball a little bit. Nevertheless, got one out of it.
Here is Mike Moustakas batting in the 3 spot. The Royals Player of the Month for April. He got off to a sizzling start after signing late in spring training back here with KC. Moustakas looking for one of those long-term lucrative deals around the league. It never materialized.
Me too.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ball outside, 1-1 on Moustakas. He's always been a good hitter. His average, though, has climbed the last couple of years along with the power numbers.
Very good defenders, always has been. Tiger fans used to say Lou. They say Moose. Similar.
Ball outside, 2-1. By the way, do you notice anything different in the crowd today in terms of the decibels, the volume of the crowd?
Yeah, it's a little higher pitched.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, they have a student day here, and they've been here early, having a good time.
They are. They were here probably 10 a.m. this morning. They put a show on for the kids, and they're enjoying their Royals today.
Reminded me when I used to go to Old Tiger Stadium. It's part of that nonsense.
That's fouled back out of play.
You know, you're supposed to stay with your group and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that I had to go exploring.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
Listen to him.
That is not shocking. There you go.
It's the noise sign on the center field video screen, and they oblige. Wonder what if they said, if they put boo up there, if they'd do it. Sure they would.
Sure. 2-2 on Moustakas. Infield playing to pull against him. It'll dive low, and a nice block there by McCann, who gave up his body to stop it. We're talking about Moustakas not getting that deal that he thought he would get in the offseason. He actually turned down that $17 million qualifying offer.
With the thought that he would get a multi-year offer.
Right.
He signed a 2-year, or was it one with the option?
1-year deal for about half of that. Now the 3-2 coming home. Runner goes, and a foul. Soler was on the move.
Could see Soler, he sunk way down. You could tell his legs were engaged. He was going there. Noise even louder.
3-2 on Mike Moustakas.
Beautiful stadium, though.
It is gorgeous.
And when we had that open shot of the fountain, hit a home run when I was a rookie of Dennis Leonard up there. It's always fun.
Runner goes again, ball 4. It's going to get away from McCann, but not far enough. And now the Royals have 2 men on.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense. Left field, Jacoby Jones, Leonis Martin, and center Nick Castellanos again in right. Jamer, Iglesias, Machado, and Hicks on the infield. James McCann blocking the balls today from Mike Byers. We got Miggy, the DH. No fielding practice today.
So as a rookie here for the Tigers, you took Dennis Leonard deep into the water?
Yeah, and a high fastball.
Nice.
I didn't hit many high fastballs, so that's why I remember it.
Here is Salvador Perez. He'll look at a ball low and away, 1-0. Every time you bring up the name Dennis Leonard, I think about when I was a kid at Tiger Stadium. The Royals were in town, and Dennis Leonard was walking off the field after batting practice holding a baseball.
And?
Well, I'll finish it after this pitch. Popped up. This will be a big out. Machado to the grass, and there are 2 gone. So Leonard's walking off the field with the rest of the Royals, and he's got this ball, and he's flipping it up in the air in his glove. And I said, Mr. Leonard, can I have that baseball? And he said, this one? I said, yes, and he threw it to another kid. I will never forget that.
So what'd you say?
I was sour. I was sour the rest of the day.
Did you call him a name?
And no, for that time forward, I always hoped that Dennis Leonard would give up 9 runs in 2 innings every start.
How many times did he do that?
Very little. He was an outstanding pitcher. Royals Hall of Famer, actually. Here is Lucas Duda.
I hope I never did that, but
I even called him Mr. Leonard. But
maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, it could have been. Duda now with 2 outs. Leonard went on to win 144 games in his career.
So, I mean, so you said please and everything, right?
I said please. I called him Mr. Leonard.
What if you just would have said, hey, you got time?
I don't know what he would have done with that. Probably would have done the same thing.
I had one of those. I was just standing there. A guy says, hey, he tugged me and said, you got time?
Did you give him the time of the day?
I said, who taught you how to ask for an autograph that way? I just, it was a you know, a younger kid. I just said maybe next time you can ask me how my day is before you ask me if I got time. I had a lot to learn about that. I'm the first to admit it.
There's a bluff, and Soler gets back into second base. 2 on 2 outs here in the bottom of the 1st.
Your umpires, Manny Gonzalez behind the plate, crew chief Jeff Nelson, Laz Diaz, Andy Fletcher. We just had this crew in Comerica not too long ago.
The 1-0. Duda swings and misses 1-1. Royals this year have not played very well at home. They are 3-12 in this ballpark. And in their heyday just a couple of years ago, a few years back, when they went to the World Series back-to-back years and then won it, they would fill this place up.
Played back here in 1991 when they had the turf in here. Hot.
Grounder back up the middle.
Oh, it hit the bag.
Into center field. That'll get a run in. Diving across with the first run of the game is Soler, and a single for Duda makes it 1-0 Royals.
So this right here looked like it hit the mound, then it hit the bag, I thought, and then it hit the mound coming back in. Hit the bag right there. May not have had him at first, but for sure would have. Look at that, bounces straight up. Mike was not backing up. James McCann with a very key stop there.
I think Iglesias stops that ball and saves a run. They probably don't get the out, but bad break. Here's John Jay. He'll lift it back out of play.
Tigers, the '84 team, also played Kansas City in the playoffs before we got to the World Series. It's a pretty park to play in.
That was a sweep, right?
Yes,
3 games.
It was, yeah.
You came here for 2 and then swept it home, I believe.
We did. think I hit a home run off Saberhagen. Was it Johnny Grubb that hit a home run? Johnny Chaptail, we used to call him.
Why?
Because he'd get the chap tail. Do you know Johnny Grubb at all?
I don't know him at all. I certainly know of Johnny Grubb.
Very awesome person, awesome teammate. He was not the kind of guy, you know. He was so nice and so polite and everything. You just wouldn't think he'd get upset.
But he did.
When he did, yeah. Say, there's Johnny Taptail. Had names for everybody.
1 and 2. Well, what do they call you if they call Johnny Grubb?
Well,
Chaptail.
I told you, Darrell Evans one day, I was being loud and he called me McEnroe.
Oh, now that's perfect. That is perfect.
It made me think.
Gibby on a tennis court would be fun to see. There's a base hit to right field. Will he get another run in? Let's see. They're going to send him home. Castellanos' throw is cut off. It's an RBI single for John Jay, and the Royals have a 2-0 lead.
Well, John Jay, I'm not sure what this pitch was. Something that he waited back on. I know that. Out over the plate. I mean, that's not that bad of a pitch running down and away. Just finds a perfect elevation and home into right field. And the Royals get another one, 2-0.
It'll bring up Chesler Cuthbert, the DH today for the Royals. 2 runs on 3 hits for KC. And Cuthbert fouls it back out of play. Chesler, the DH, is hitting .221. He's got 3 home runs, and all 3 of those homers have come in the last 5 games. So he's starting to hit for some power. Ball high from Fires.
Looks like the Royals are sitting back on the split finger and these off-speed pitches.
Now the 1-1. Pops straight up behind home plate. McCann discards the mask and makes the play to retire the side. They send 7 men to the plate, score 2 runs, and we go to the second.
highest batting average versus left-handed pitcher this season is second. He's been raking. That's why I've been taking him and pick to stick. Got a lefty on the mound, and Nick is ready to rake.
It's going to be
give me some points. 4-pointer.
Castellanos, Jones, and Hicks here in the second. 2-0 in favor of the Royals in this one. And he'll look at a strike from Skoglund.
Coming right inside. Just watch how he pitches everybody in the right-hander. First time through the order. Now Skoglund really pitching for his existence here in Kansas City, because I think they were wanting to see him be a little more aggressive, have more aggression. And the last game he kind of went after Abreu. I think he mouthed some words like "get in the box" or something like that, and buried it inside and took care of him.
Drilled back up the middle into center field, and a base hit for Castellanos.
The boy Nick.
Tigers have their first hit.
Get at least one run back and respond to the Royals. But if you're going to try and pound him in, they went fastball in, breaking ball in. This one doesn't quite get in there. Nick's on time. Right up the middle of the field with the leadoff single.
Here is Jacoby Jones. Showing bunt, looks at a ball high. Tigers really as a team have done well against lefties. 291 versus left-handed pitching since the All-Star break last year. That is tops in Major League Baseball. 3 defenders to the left side against Jones. And he nubs one. Gonna go fair.
See the spin on that ball?
It went foul and then fair, and Jones is out, but that'll advance the runner.
That's why you can never take your eye off the little numbers. Well, how far foul was that? About 3 inches. Goes off the end of the bat. Watch it, spins it. You got to make sure you run as a hitter. See, look how far that's or that, and then it just back the other way. Nick running all the way. Easy out, easy tag.
RBI chance now for John Hicks, who drove in the game winner yesterday. Sent Tigers fans home happy. Checked it. No appeal, ball 1. Hicks 2 out of 7 in that homestand. Continues to play first base, filling in for Cabrera. Miggy again DHing today, but at least Miggy back in the lineup. A little bit outside, 2-0.
Hicks had a great game yesterday. I tell you, I referenced it in the open about they're now doing PFP. It's called pitchers fielding practice or players fielding practice, when they simulate the pitchers covering first and him making the tosses, or communicating, I got it, you got it. And he had 3 of those minimally in that game. He's now down in the count, or up in the count, 2-1, and they had some speed demons going down the line. I know Michael Fulmer got his running in. They got 2 of the 3. Then the double play where he tagged first and threw the ball home to cut the runner down at home. So it looked like he's been putting a lot of work in since spring training. It looked like a new position to him in spring. So when the guys aren't playing, everybody's working, and it paid off yesterday. And then the squeeze bunt, safety squeeze, it's just a very smart play. Easy. It's right there for you. Take it.
3-1 is fouled back out of play. 3-2 now on Hicks. And not just a backup catcher, but Hicks can play some first base. And as you mentioned, the work that these guys put into the side when you're really not watching can really pay dividends. And in the game he played yesterday, you look at him and say, well, okay, I mean, he's a big leaguer. He should be able to make those plays, but he's not a first baseman.
I'm telling you, I don't care if you're a big league or not. Those plays are not easy. A lot has to happen. You have to catch the ball, number one. You have to throw it properly, and the pitcher has to take the right angle. And a lot of that is predicated on what the runner's doing.
Right.
And we had Malik Smith. I've timed him down there at like 3.9. That's flying. And I think on the one on Matt Boyd that we saw in the series, he had turned the other way. He went all the way around. We did not get that one.
Here's the 3-2. And they'll chase Nick back to second. Castellanos singled, advanced on the ground out. Tigers down by 2 as we play here in the second. And he got him. Strike 3. Caught him looking. Hicks on him. Strikes 2 gone.
Star Wars night is Friday, May 11th when the Tigers face the Mariners. Special ticket packages are on sale now, featuring a game ticket, Chewbacca t-shirt, and donation to Stand Up to Cancer. To purchase your exclusive Star Wars ticket package, visit tigers.com/Star Wars.
So with 2 gone, here is James McCann. Have you been able to study up on your Star Wars characters?
No.
That was pretty quick.
I'm backed up. Proofreading a book.
So you had no chance to look up your Star Wars characters?
Not right now. Ever had anybody ask you to write a foreword for a book?
No, but you're writing one apparently, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Can't tell you what one yet.
It's a nice honor, though.
Well, is it an honor, or is it just, you know, you want to, when people ask you to do things for them, you want to do it right, right?
Right.
You just want to go through the motions. It's one of the problems I have. I think I maybe think things.
Really?
Yeah. It's like when I did that Alice Cooper song thing. They wanted a quick briefing on a phone, and I found a band and sang it.
A little bit more than pulling up the phone.
Yeah. Well, people are special to you. You want to do special things, right?
Absolutely. That's why if you're writing a foreword on a book, it's a pretty nice honor.
Just got to do it right, and we try and be informative here on the telecast as well.
1-2 on McCann.
Get it.
And he missed it low. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, look at James, lefty righties. He likes the lefties. 438 with a couple dingers. Righties, 217 this year. His whole career, he's had better lefty splits than righty. You look around baseball, that's pretty true, but there are some who have what we call reverse splits when it's just the opposite.
Skoglund just missed there, and now the count will go 3-2. McCann, the big home run in the 7th inning yesterday, which tied the ball game up at 2. The Tigers couldn't do a whole lot against Blake Snell, but they finally got to him a little bit and then won it against their bullpen.
This is going to be inside, I got to believe. He's been pounding him in there. Salvador Perez, we talked about him in the open as well. He's got a pretty good idea back there. You know, you have a game plan. You watch guys when they get into the box. You watch how they make adjustments. They threw a couple inside. Did he back off? Did he move up in the box? Did he move back? Yeah, he's coming back in there with that slider.
Swing and a miss up top. And McCann down on strikes. 3 strikeouts for Skoglund. Tigers get a leadoff hit, but strand a man.
advantage. Mike Fiers has the Bernstein advantage. Look at here, lowest line drive rates. That's this season, minimum 20 innings pitched. Mike Fiers, fourth, 14.1%. Line drives are most of the time hits. So he's minimizing those opportunities.
So with all of the off-speed stuff that he is throwing, a lot of soft contact this year. There's a strike called on Gordon, who didn't like it.
Yeah, he tries to get him out on that front foot. Ball's off the end of the bat. Jam him with the fastball.
Gordon, Escobar, and Merrifield for the Royals here in the second. High fly ball. Center field playable for Martin. One away.
Good quick out right there. That's what you're looking for.
Here is Escobar.
If you're watching and listening both, just ask yourself, when you watch guys that are hitting like the Royals now, how would you approach Mike Fiers? How would you approach Skoglund? And watch and see how the Tigers and the Royals approach the pitchers. Does it work? You know, sometimes it works, you get bad results though. But the Tigers did a real good job yesterday by hunting the fastball on Snell, because his slider was so good. Simo was down there in the dugout, and those guys were saying they couldn't see the spin on his slider and his breaking ball, so they just hunted everything like it was a fastball early in the count, hoping that they got a fastball. If it disappeared, it was just a strike. So those are the types of things. You go in with one thing in mind, and it can always change.
Well, Fiers this year, the fastball has been anywhere from 87, 88 to 89.
But his motion, the way he is, and he's not short, the way he comes out and he hides it and he places it just in that perfect spot. It's not too low, it's not too high. He moves it all around the zone. Remember down in spring training, he had a lot of trouble. He couldn't really. There's part location, part deception.
Here's the 1-2 inside. 2-2 now on Alcides. Escobar returning to the Royals this year as well, along with Moustakas. There were a couple of Royals that got big deals, and that would be Lorenzo Cain and Eric Hosmer. They moved on to the National League. The 2-2 in on his hands, broke his bat into shallow left and caught by Jones.
Menards brings you the big money encounter. Hitting streaks versus the Tigers. Whit Merrifield, he's already got this one extended. Get a little jam shot out in front of Jacoby, his first at bat. So he just extended that to 15 games. It's amazing how sometimes you just can't get guys out. Make good pitches and they just find a way.
First pitch swinging, drives one in the air to center field. Martin going back, still going back. That carried all the way out to the warning track.
That's big out there.
1, 2, 3 for Mike Fiers. All three fly ball outs. Iglesias will get it started for the Tigers.
The young Braves, the young kids are propelling them into first place. Last night, the youngster Sean Newcomb, 7 scoreless versus the Mets. They're in somewhat of a remodel, I guess you could say, and one of the guys they got from Arizona, Ender Inciarte, is a great piece when they got him, and we got a leadoff single. Riggy.
Ozzie Albies is doing well for them. Acuna, of course, one of the bright young stars, and Atlanta off to an 18-11 start.
Acuna wasn't ready, right?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah, well, there's different reasons to not bring players up. You want to make sure, I guess, and there's no doubt that some of it has to do with the fact they don't want to start young players' clocks. It makes sense. You'd want to save them for another year if you could. But I believe we're past that point now. So anybody they bring up.
Here's Machado trying to bunt. He lays it down. They're going to go to second and get the force there. Boy, Perez pounced on that ball immediately and gunned to second base.
It's a good idea, but you've got to get this out of the way. Salvador Perez, if you get it out another 4 or 5 feet, he's still on it. And he jumped on this quick and he's in pretty good shape. You had Moustakas over there. Either way, you want to at least get a runner to second base. Didn't work out, but it was a good idea.
Here is Leonis Martin. Struck out to start the ball game against the lefty. And Martin drops down a bunt. Moustakas on the bare hand. His throw is not in time. Nicely done by Martin.
Excellent. Moustakas is really good at this. He came in, wasn't sure that Martin was going to make it. Watch, he comes in with that bare hand, sets down nice. He had a little spin on it. Duda had to come off anyway. So you take your time. You make sure you stay there. Now just think about it. You get in a hurry. As soon as you show bunt, everybody's going to start crashing you. So you want to wait late. Just take your time, get it down, give yourself a chance, as he did.
It's a doubly good play when you consider Martin was batting .083 against lefties coming in, struck out against the lefty in the first inning, so might as well bunt my way on.
And I know Gardy has talked to the guys, some of the hitters yesterday, about the bunts. 3 bunt hits by Tampa, and then the squeeze walk-off by John Hicks. It works. We got a couple here today.
Candelario hit a ball hard his first time up, but straight at the shortstop. Escobar made a nice leaping play.
Now you got first and second one out. You got a 2-0 pitch. Got to know where your sweet spot is right here, and if it's not there, let it go. And if it's a breaking ball, swing over top. You don't want to adjust. Outside fastball. It's a good take. You didn't want it. Maybe you thought he would roll that over. A lot of people adjust to 2-0 count. They see a breaking ball and they want to hit it. You don't really want to hit it if you're fooled.
Now 3-1. You got Cabrera waiting on deck. Skoglund won his last start in a gem against Chicago. 9 strikeouts in 7 innings. His first start since his debut last year when he beat the Tigers. There's a drive to left field. That ball is hit well. Backing up is Jay. Still going back. It's off his glove. This will get 1 run in, maybe 2. They're going to try and score Martin. Here's the throw to the plate. Not in time, and the Tigers have tied it up. Jay got back there but couldn't squeeze it.
Yeah, the wind is really blowing here. He almost made a really good catch, but could not make it. He worked himself into a tough position. Tigers score too right here. Look at here. He's just a little off. I don't know if it knuckled or the wind took it, but we'll take it. That'll be a double, 2 RBI for the Candyman.
Machado and Martin come around to score. Now the Tigers can grab the lead here with only 1 out. And Cabrera looks at a ball inside.
This is where you really find out about pitchers when they get in situations like this. You give up 2 runs. How do they recover? If you're the Royals or you're the Tigers trying to figure out who you want in your future, these are the moments.
2-0.
You don't want to do anything foolish to help him. He's reeling right now. So if you're going to steal, you got to make sure you make it. He's a 1-3 to the mount to the plate right there is not enough. Off-speed pitch on the 2-0 count. Don't want to run into an out. Try not to swing at bad pitches. Miggy took that, looked like all the way. Pressure's on the pitcher. Let's keep it that way.
Cabrera shoots one again to the shortstop. And Escobar plucks it before it hits the dirt. A couple of hard hit balls.
Bullet.
Right to the shortstop.
This is a good at bat right here. It's bad result, but you can see a good job of getting back by the Candyman. Don't want to get caught there. Don't get doubled off. Now we have a chance for Nick to help the Tigers take the lead.
Castellanos had a single in the second, did not score. It was 2 out of 11 in the last homestand, and he looks at ball 1. Skoglund starting him off with a breaking ball. Boy, Nick had a rip there. 1-1.
Yeah, he tied him up. That's a pretty tough pitch. Nick let it go.
Skoglund last year spent most of the season in the minor leagues and an ERA north of 4 in the minors. And Candelario gets back, sneaking in behind the runner Merrifield.
You know, and what do you do when you're at second base? I always wanted to know where the shortstop was. He's not a threat there enough. He starts coming over. I'd like my third base coach to tell me, I got this guy. I'm eyeballing this guy over here. So I don't need any help with him. So you get into stadiums that are loud. I just listen for third base coach voice only.
1-2.
Look at Nick. A lot of plate appearances and had opportunities. League average 24.9. Nick's way ahead of that. Highest in the Major League Baseball.
So that tells you the top 3 in the Tigers lineup getting it done. Setting the table for Nick. Little chopper toward third base. Moustakas. That'll end the inning, but the Tigers able to tie it up. 2-run double off the bat of Jeimer Candelario.
Big boys, big play of the game back in 2011. Francisco Liriano on this date. No, and a no-hitter. That's special, and his catcher is actually on the other team, is he not?
Drew Butera is a Royals catcher these days.
So I wonder if they had an anniversary meal.
Probably not.
Later?
Maybe later. We'll see. We'll ask him tomorrow. There's Francisco.
You see the line, 9 innings pitched, 6 walks, 2 Ks. It reminds me of Edwin Jackson's. I think he had 8 walks.
Popped up.
Who wants it?
It's going to be Machado to make the play, and Soler is out, 1 gone.
Those balls up there in these days today. You see the flags out there in right field. They're really howling at that ball. Sometimes you get dirt that blows in your eye. The wind itself. Really not as easy as it looks, but you're a big league, you're supposed to catch him, and he does.
And Moustakas looks at a bender that floats in for a strike. 0-1. 68 miles an hour from Mike Fiers.
That's the Ephus, another one. Look how good that he stays back.
How fast would you say a good BP fastball is?
You know, 55, 65 in that area. 55 might be too low.
To center field for Martin, got turned around on it, and it's over his head. It'll go to the wall, and Moustakas will go to second with a double.
I'm telling you, the wind currents took that ball, totally fooled Leonis. I've been out there. He thinks he's got it. When he's turned around there, just did not get a good read. And I see he's got the glasses on there. Ball takes off, gets about right there, and then it just puts jets on it. That gets in that jet stream. And he's chucking the flags.
Here is Salvador Perez.
If you look at those right there, sometimes up high, that's the way the ball goes, and sometimes lower, it's just the opposite. So you've got to factor in both spots. Nevertheless, 1 out double, got to deal with Salvi.
Ooh, up and in, and Perez backs out of the way.
Yeah, Mike Fiers is very good at getting through the lineup here. I don't know that. Got a base open, you got 1 out. If he might just kind of unintentionally put him on first and try and get the double play by Duda.
10 of 13 in first pitch strikes for Mr. Fiers. Trying to pitch around a 1 out double by Moustakas. Perez popped up at his first at bat. Time given to Salvador. Perez would end up missing 20 games with the knee injury he suffered at the end of spring training. He's hit safely in 7 of his last 8. Fouled away. Perez can affect the game in so many ways. Of course, a very good offensive catcher, but what he provides behind the plate, leadership-wise, and his throwing ability, his accuracy, and his ability to go out there and play a lot. Driven deep to left, way back, and that ball is way gone. Oh man, Perez leaned on that one. It's 4-2 Royals.
That ball's out over the outer third. And he just got the bat. Look at, he's right there. There you see the way he pitched him inside. He went back away. Selby just right off the barrel. There's a no doubter. This is what he's done with the Tigers. Just has his way.
398 feet on that home run, and the Royals have gone back up by 2. Lucas Duda looks at a strike. Flared toward left field, foul. Duda singled in a run off the bag at second in his first at bat.
Yeah, go get your gear on now.
One and two on Duda. Duda's only had 4 extra base hits so far this year, and this is a 30 homer guy. He had 30 last year for the Rays and the Mets combined. Twice in his career he's hit over 30. And strike 3 called. Duda knew it. He is out of there. 2 gone.
Well, let's take a look at Salvador Perez. How his exit velocity and his launch angle. He had some angle of that for sure. Good launch. 108 miles an hour, 26-degree launch, 398 feet.
Little chopper back up the middle for Machado. That'll take care of the Royals here in the 3rd. However, 2-run shot by Perez gives Kansas City the lead. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire.
Time for the DT Energy Know Your Own Power. Jacoby Jones. Walk off. That was on April 20th.
And it was against the Royals back at Comerica Park. A swing and a miss here by Jones. Jacoby and then Hicks and McCann here. 4-2. Royals back in the lead.
What you're finding about Jacoby is very dangerous in close games, late in close games, because he's got different ways he can beat you. He's a good outfielder. He goes and gets it as well as anybody. He's got pop. He's got speed. So, you know, that double turns into a triple, that single turns into a double. He can steal a base if he gets walked, or he got hit one the other day, stole the base. That's what you want. You're looking to rebuild your team.
How much of a different player is he right now compared to where he was last year?
Way advanced, just because you were watching on the breaking balls. We just watched some highlights of him out of his 3 hits. Let's see. That was down underneath his hands, but he's been really waiting on those breaking balls and doing a good job. He's much more advanced than he was a year ago. See, this is a good slider right underneath. Look, he pounded him in 2 pitches to set this up. That's where Sal Perez is very efficient back there. He understands. You pound him in, you're a hitter. You're starting to think, I got to cheat a little bit here.
That ball hammered to the gap in left center field, hit well off the bat of Hicks, and that's going to go up the base of the wall. Hicks will have himself a double here with 1 out in the 4th. Tigers get another hit, trying to come right back after the Perez home run.
Well, John Hicks, he likes that first pitch fastball. He gets it right here, right down the heart of the plate. It says 85. It looked like a heater to me. Maybe it was a changeup. One out double.
That'll bring up McCann now. Tigers have their 5th hit of the game.
You got to make an adjustment here. James went down on strikes his last at bat.
Out. The screen stopped that bat and caught it. Uh-oh. Now that's first. Good luck getting that down. There you go. That didn't take long.
Yeah. We've seen many cases that's help protect.
Yeah, and here's the latest. That bat rather would have been helicoptering back into the seats. Fan went up there and got it, but they took it away from him, and the crowd reacted.
Yeah, but he'll trade him one out.
The 0-1.
Fans are great. Love it. Get in that bat. Sometimes legitimately, you know, you're a player. These guys work their bats into rotation, like through BP. They start off the tee in their flips. And so then it starts to feel good. You get 12 bats and you kind of rank them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like maybe start with 4 of them. They're the top 4. Then when you get down to the last 8, some of them, they get just a lot of BP. Watch it there, Clarkie. I had a bat that was a reject bat for a whole season. Turned into something. Look at. Watch out, Clarkie. He just peeks out of the corner of his eye there. He's real close. He's got a runner there on second. He's got to take care of that guy.
Here's the 2-2. Back up the middle into center. That's a base hit. Hicks coming around to score, and the Tigers come right back and pick up a run on the RBI hit by McCann.
James McCann made a great adjustment. Remember, he struck out on the pitch up and in. They got behind him right there, and then they're kind of. Now we're going to look at the previous at bat right here. 3-2 count, I believe. They're going to come up and in. This is pitch by pitch. This guy wants to work in. Skoglund wants to work in. Gets him all the way to 3-2. And busts him out of the zone. And this last at bat right here, they try and do it again right up the middle. James kept his hands in nicely. Made a little mistake, didn't get it in as far. Tigers get another 4-3. It's good stuff.
Here is Iglesias now with the tie run at first. Iggy shoots a ground ball towards second base. They'll flip to second, get one there. No chance for two.
As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in today's game. So the two McCann ones that we just showed, he made an out on one and he got a hit on one, right? Do you remember anything about the difference in the pitches?
On McCann?
Yeah, one was a strike and one wasn't. So, you know, why do hitters swing at balls out of the zone? Because again, there's great deception. You have that energy in your body. You just, it's a heck of a physical and mental challenge when you get up there.
Here's Machado now reaching on a fielder's choice and scoring a run in the third. And Dixon looks at a strike, and the count is 1-1. They are playing to pull on Machado. Most teams do shift against him, even though he used to be the only shifted on the big guys with big power. Not anymore. Everybody gets shifted. Couldn't hold up.
Yeah, he hits about 90% of the balls to the left side of the diamond. 90% of the time, 37 of 41. So that's why they're over there.
Slap to right field this time. That's going to get down, a base hit. Iglesias to third. They're going to stop him there, and Machado has a double. Two-bagger for Dixon.
That's good hitting now. They went against the shift. They threw him away. Look at nice. Waited late. Coming right at you. See how deep you let that get? You know, Simo talks about that all the time. It's just part of the terminology that he uses. Iglesias probably thinking a little bit about going home, but got shut down there. Tigers rally is still got a chance.
Martin got himself a bunt single in the third. Scored on the Candelario double. Skoglund struck him out to start the game. Tying run at third, go ahead run at second. It's been back and forth all day. 4-3 right now. Royals lead. Ball too low.
Young kid getting a little rattled, didn't he?
Certainly not the same demeanor he had when he shut the Tigers down and beat Justin Verlander last year in his debut. And we mentioned pitched a really good one his last start against the White Sox as well. And he's gone 3-0 now with Candelario waiting on deck.
Definitely got to take this.
Gave you the stat earlier that Martin came in batting .083 against lefties this year. And he's taking ball 4. That will load the bases.
Hey, Tiger fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app and take Fox Sports Detroit and Tigers baseball with you wherever you go. Made available by Oakland University.
So big spot for the Tigers now. Candelario had a 2-run double in the third. He's got the bases full here in the fourth. And Candy looks at a strike.
Oh, that's a tough call there.
Chop foul. Skoglund's pitch count starting to elevate now.
70. You see pretty good pressure on him. Second, third, fourth. Tigers grinding on him. You can see down in the Royals bullpen, some of the guys getting up, walking around a little bit. They got a feeling.
Down goes Candelario. And an 0-2 pitch, he struck him out. Tigers going to leave him loaded. They get a run back, though, now 4-3. Tires and auto service. Everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And by Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest lasting full-size pickups on the road. Tigers back to within one now. It's a 4-3 ball game as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Jessler Cuthbert leads it off, and Gordon, then Escobar. Facing Mike Fiers. Cuthbert is 0 for 1. He popped up to the catcher in his only at bat.
Now the Tigers came back and tied it, only to give up a couple more runs in the third. They scored one here in the fourth. They got to keep them off the board. That's obvious, but it's got to be stated. There's a couple things, you know, like the 2-out walk, that kind of something that grinds you when the other team scores and you don't, or when you score you don't hold the other team off the board. That's another one of those that just is frustrating. Ooh, that would have been right here if that screen wasn't there, wouldn't it?
It might have been a little bit below us, but it was coming.
That's the one that hits the computer and bounces up.
Been there, done that. 2-2. Guthrie got in front of that one and yanked it foul.
He's not trying to hit it to right field for sure. It's kind of a different look about when a ball goes up in this stadium. The stadium actually sits down. It's got to be 100+ feet from the, actually it's I-70 right there. So you're down, kind of down underneath the natural level. Sometimes it's hard to, the ball gets lost in the backdrop. I can give you credit, partner. How do you do that?
It ain't easy. It does get lost, doesn't it?
Locked in, aren't you? There's another one. That sky is, those clouds right now are just about the same color as a baseball.
Here's a question for you. Did you like playing day games in terms of seeing the ball, and were you able to hit better in day games or night games, did you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Like a couple ways of looking at it.
See if this one stays in play. It's going to be back out of play.
A day game, obviously you got to crank it up earlier so you get out of your routine, but it's kind of nice to have the night off too, you know. So if you have a day game and then a night game, that's really good because you get an extra recovery time.
Well, the reason I ask is that Cuthbert hits .354 in day games, and all 3 of his home runs during the day.
Yeah, well, there are people that hit better at night too. It varies from year to year. Sometimes it's that way in the whole career. I don't have an explanation for you. Depends on the ballpark that you play in. If you look at the backdrop in most ballparks, especially this one, it's wide, it's green. You don't have a glare from any of the fans.
Here is the 10th pitch coming up in this at bat. Well, we're going to go to number 11.
Now, you look at this right here, this green area right here. That's where you're looking at in the bat. And when you get the fans in there, you get all those white colors in there, and it's very hard to see. And then the shadows can. It's nice and cloudy today. It's a good day to hit.
This one will stay in play. The second baseman being called off by Castellanos. Cuthbert finally retired. Time for a game break now, and Mickey York. Thanks. In the meantime, there's a drive by Gordon. It's going to go way back, and it's going to go way out of here.
Change up, sitting on it.
That was a long home run. .82-mile-an-hour pitch has been deposited well beyond the right field wall.
Watch him. He's sitting on this pitch all the way. Doesn't even move. He comes in there at 82. Just sits. Look at. Not out front at all. That changeup, a good changeup. Unless you're sitting on it. But it's smart play. It's not a cheapie.
Second home run of the year for Gordon.
Second home run of the day for the Royals.
And both of them connected well. Perez in the third, and now Gordon here in the fourth.
I'll tell you, veteran guys, there's veteran hitters, they get really good at off-speed pitches. They tend to sit on them more. When you're younger, you have a harder time doing so. The younger hitters will sit back and then they'll jump right at the last second. They don't connect.
Escobar drills one to center field. Martinez on the move, still going back, and Leonis sprawling catch out in center field.
That one took off on him too. He used his experience from the other ball from Moustakas. Brought this one in.
Leonis still doesn't seem to have that acceleration out in center field. He's been bothered by a hamstring, sore hamstring recently. But he recovered nicely and made a tumbling play out there.
Yeah, there's a place and a time when he's about 3 steps in, you get a little tingle in your body going, uh-oh. And you just scramble, and he threw his glove up there and made a great recovery.
Merrifield with a single and a fly out.
We got Trev in game right now.
We do.
Send him out there by that Kansas City sign out in center, right center, to see what the wind, where the wind's going.
Chad Bell right now warming up in the Tigers pen. The 1-1 popped up. Machado back, Castellanos in, and it's going to be Nicholas. That'll end the inning, but the Royals get another run on the Gordon homer. Run has given the Royals once again a 2-run lead. Eric Skoglund has been kind of living on the edge today. Tigers left him loaded last half inning. The Gordon home run, by the way, 422 feet. It'll be Cabrera, Castellanos, Jacoby Jones for the Tigers here in the 5th. And Skoglund starts him off with a strike, 0-1.
Tigers had Skoglund on the ropes last inning.
Right on the brink, but he got Candelario to strike out with the bases full.
Leaves it to Miggy. Started off this inning.
One ball and 2 strikes on Cabrera, who missed 3 straight games. Tigers played it very cautiously with Miggy. He was voted the Tigers Player of the Month in April. .326 average with 21 RBIs. 2-2.
You notice how it's a Sal Perez thing as well. You like to move the feet. They get that 2-strike pitch. They don't just throw it in. They move them.
Swing and a miss. Cabrera is out. Let's check in now with Trevor Thompson.
Guys, the local Fox 4 weather station is hosting School Day at the K. It's the 20th anniversary of this fine event. It is the largest educational field trip in Kansas City. About 20,000 kids are on hand, including these kids from Blackwater Elementary beside me. They were on field before the players today, learning a little about meteorology and local KC weather before taking in the ball game. 20,000 of them in the park today. So if you hear that extra energy this afternoon, these kids are certainly providing it.
How about you, Gibby? Were you good at science? Did you enjoy it?
I still do a lot of projects. Yeah. You got it right.
Well, I know you do, and that's why I asked. I mean, it's kind of an interest of yours.
How about when you mix oil and water?
Well, they don't mix, do they?
No. Oh, there we go.
There's a drive to left field. Hooking, stay fair. And it will. A line drive home run off the bat of Nick Castellanos, and the Tigers coming right back.
Boy, Nick, second hit of the day. Jumped that one.
Skoglund has had trouble holding on to leads. It's now 5-4.
Yeah, this ball jumped. It's just a matter of was it going to be high enough. Not very far down the left corner. He's trying to get it in. He does, but Nick's cheating. Made the adjustment. Maybe he backed off the plate just a little bit. I'm not sure.
3rd home run of the year for Castellanos.
5-4.
359 feet on that home run. Jones over 2, ground out, strikeout. We already have had 9 runs on 14 hits between the 2 squads in this one.
Top 5. It's going to come down to the bullpens. Tigers bullpen fairly rested. They had Joe and Greeny. They both threw.
Shot to third base. Moustakis off to his left. And Jacoby's out.
Moustakis with the nice step back right there. Third baseman, as you get the top roller, you either have to come get it, hold your ground, or step back, but you got to make that move really quick. Moustakis is a real pro at it.
That'll bring up John Hicks. Tigers have been involved in some tight ones recently. In fact, every game in that homestand against the Rays was a 1-run game. They're involved in a 1-run game here today. Hicksy had a double in the 4th with 1 out, got a scoring chance going for the Tigers. One and 2.
Hicks jumped that pitch earlier in the game, and you see Salvador starting to mix some pitches up on the outside part of the plate. Hitters are starting to look. Now he comes back in.
Two and two on Hicks. Didn't go. Nelson down at first base said he held up. So it's full now, 3-2.
Big James McCann waiting on deck. Swinging much better as of late.
And he walked him, so Hicks is aboard with 2 outs. He'll keep it going for McCann.
All these Tiger hitters have seen the ball inside. They've seen the slider starting to lay off it. Gives James a chance to tie it up.
Max singled in a run in the 4th inning. Tigers 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 here in the 5th.
Royals are smart right there, thinking they just ignore Hicks. He may take off on the first move. I don't think there's any way that they would throw over twice. At least not on this pitch. I got my watch in the hand to see if it's like a 1-4-5. I'd send him next pitch. He quick pitched him. Again, that's a lot of that's from Sal Perez, and Ned Yost has got his team. They're pretty fundamental over here too.
There is action in the bullpen. It's Scott Barlow warming up. Way outside, 2-0 now on McCann. What do we got in Skoglund here?
90 pitches. He's probably getting to the end of the line. The Tigers send him a little present right here. A 2-run jack.
94 is his season high, and that was against the Tigers 2 starts ago. There's another one that missed. 3-0.
Would you give him the green light? No, I'm watching Clarkie down there. Coaches have a little sign. Usually that's one of the easier signs to pick up if you're the opponent.
Iglesias on deck. Strike on the outside corner. 3-1 now.
He won't be going.
McCann has hit safely in 12 of his last 14 games. Had that 3-hit game a couple of days ago in Baltimore. The 3-1 is outside, ball 4. So Skoglund missing badly. Back-to-back walks.
Saturday on FS1, Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers take the field to face Mike Moustakas and the Kansas City Royals. Catch all the action starting at 4 p.m. Eastern only on FS1.
This appears to be the end of the line for Mr. Skoglund. Ned Yost coming out. And the Royals clinging to a 1-run lead. Skoglund has walked back-to-back hitters. He is being taken out of the ball game. Still will step aside here with a pitching change. Barlow coming in a 5-4 game. We'll be back. Scott Barlow is out of the bullpen now for the Royals. Tigers have got a run in here. They also have the runners at first and second for Iglesias. And Barlow trying to put up the fire. His first one home, dives on the outside corner for a strike.
Big curveball there. Barlow hasn't thrown since April 30th. At Boston, 3 innings pitched. Gave up 2 runs against the Red Sox. He looks like he's a long guy. They may try and stick with him for a couple innings. Gives the Tigers a chance to get him.
3 innings against the Red Sox when he made his major league debut. Part of the Dodgers system last year. The numbers on Skoglund are not yet complete. He is still responsible for the 2 base runners. 93 pitches for the Royals lefty. Iglesias takes high, 1-2.
Well side windows pitching change. Scott Barlow, you see he only has 1 game, did throw 3 innings. Didn't walk anybody, had 1 strikeout. Got to believe he's going to throw that curveball again. That first one he threw was a big old.
Oh, that went up and in. We came with the fastball up tight, and the count levels now 2-2.
Watch Sal Perez. He really moves around a lot back there. He really commands the target.
Sliced into shallow right field. That ball is going to drop. Base hit. 1 run will score to tie the game. McCann will go to third. Iglesias gets it done with 2 outs.
Good battle right there. Did he twist his ankle or knee on when he was rounding there? Did a good job of seeing whether he should go. Saw with the ball coming in and retreated. Here comes Mr. Teeter.
Oh boy, Doug Teeter has to come out now, and Iglesias, you can tell, is in a little bit of pain at first base.
So it'd probably be Nico to come into, wouldn't he?
Well, here is Gardenhire. We'll see if Iglesias, I mean, he's limping right now.
Good battle right here. It's the breaking ball. He sees it, and he's running. Did you see that?
Yes.
When he goes to stops, when he kind of loses track right here. Something popped. Nobody covering first, but Ramon Santiago. Feel things in your body throughout the year. You know, you take a swing and something pops. Right there, you see he was just slowing down. Something in his shin, could have been his ankle. There's Gardy going for his jog, getting his exercise in today.
So Iglesias still in a little bit of pain, is going to stay in the game. Tigers have tied this ball game up. It is a 5-5 contest. And now a chance to go ahead as Dixon Machado stands in. First and third against Barlow. Bending inside, 1-0.
Now when you see that ball, you're a right-handed hitter, you see it coming at your shoulder, you already know that that's probably the curve ball, so you got to hang in there. Certainly when you get 2 strikes. Now Richie Hebner used to say, you know, dive out of the way. You dive out of the way and act like you were scared of it and then wait for it again, Jack. That's what he'd say. So you're setting him up. You got me?
Gotcha.
You just
sliced right to first and caught by Duda.
That's bad luck.
That ball actually caught Duda. Tigers, however, come up with a couple of runs. It all started with Nick Castellanos going deep, his 3rd home run of the year. Brand new game now, 5-5.
today. Salvador Perez in the third gets the Tigers remembering why they didn't want him in the lineup. And Alex Gordon, he hit a bomb and sitting on a changeup in the fourth, way up into the fountains. And then Nick Castellanos for the Tigers in the top of the fifth, and the Tigers add another. We got a tie game at 5.
We've been seesawing back and forth. Chad Bell now coming out of the bullpen for the Tigers in a 5-5 game. And he's got Soler, the number 2 hitter, to lead things off for the Royals. He'll look at ball 1 high. Wall side windows pitching change. Chad Bell. 2 games at this level, was called up Monday from the minor leagues. Daniel Norris was placed on the disabled list. Bell made a couple of starts down at AAA. 2 earned runs in 7 1/3 innings down with Toledo. There's a high drive to left. And back and forth we go. That ball is gone. It's a home run for Jorge Soler. That is the 3rd home run of the game for the Royals. Number 4 for Soler.
Well, welcome back. That didn't last. Another changeup. These guys are hitting changeups. Ball's out over the plate, and it's traveling as well. Certainly up high.
Now Moustakas.
Was he going that way?
It looked like his swing was tailored that way. He will do that. He's one of the few guys, I think, actually, that we've noticed that has tried that over the years, especially against the Tigers. And Moustakas has 9 infield hits this year. That ball belted to right field, and Castellanos will make the play.
All right, I'm going to go back out to Trev. He walked over there for me. Now the wind is blowing up high out to left field, and it's obvious that it's going to go to left field. I sent Trev out. He's out there in the lower level here. Now there's a level up here, and there's a level down here, and Trev's low. Is it windy right where you're at, Trev, or not?
At times, Gibby, it can be windy and it swirls a bit. It's predominantly from my left to my right, and the best thing about the walkout here was the mist coming off of the fountains as I made my way out here, because it is kind of steamy down at this level.
That's a fair ball down the third base line for Perez. He's got himself an extra base hit. And a 2-base hit, his 2nd hit of the game.
So my question, you told me when you went down to the bottom it was not as windy. When you went up about 20 feet to the next level, Trev, it was much windier?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a little bit of cover from the wind down here because of the way the stands are situated at this level. But the higher you go, certainly the stiffer the breeze is. So if you get one up in the breeze, the wind is going to play havoc with the ball, no doubt about it.
Thanks, buddy. And then so look where Leonis Martin is.
Right.
Martin, he's lower yet, so you're not feeling any of that. That's kind of what happens, and you got to learn little places around that you can try and decipher what it's going to carry. Of course, the one by Soler, everybody knew that was going out, and now they're dealing with Salvador Perez on second base with 1 out, trying to get out of this.
We sent Trev out to that very spot because that's where the ball was hit that Martin had to go back and make a lunging play on. And it seemed like the wind got a hold of it a little bit, so it's swirling apparently out in that area.
Yeah, you got fooled on the one, and that's, like you say, those swirls, those are hard to predict.
Lucas Duda will look at a strike. So the Royals come right back for the home run from Soler. And by the way, his home run went 441 feet. They are not hitting cheapies today, are the Royals. Now Bell with the 0-1, and it's going to miss low. 1 ball and 1 strike on Duda.
Well, Chad Bell has been down in Toledo starting. This is a little different for him. He has relieved before. So coming into the game here in the 5th inning, the Tigers thinking we'll get some extended innings out of Mr. Bell. He's got to shut him down from this point out.
6 runs on 8 Royals hits, 5 runs on 9 Tigers hits.
This Royals team swinging the bats a little better when we saw them at Comerica.
Well, they have 2 key pieces back, Gordon and Perez in their lineup.
They both hit homers today.
And Duda swings right through it, 2-2.
Duda 147 hitter lefties. So advantage Tigers. Chad Bell.
Slice to left field, going to get down, base hit. Perez rounding third, they're going to try and score him. Here's Jacoby's throw, it's off target. It'll get by McCann. To second goes Duda, and the Royals add another 7-5.
Yeah, you just give Duda credit. Ball's away, he just slaps it. You got to ask yourself, should I throw it home or should I throw this ball to second? Goes for the play at home, and Duda jogs down to second. So now you've still got man on second, 1 out.
Single RBI, second on the throw. Duda's second run driven in. Here's John Jay. Ball 1. Each ball club now with 9 hits. Perez trying to catch his breath. Jay with an RBI single in his first at bat. Slap to left field, foul. John Jay, former Cardinal, spent 5 years with the Cards. He had a big series in Boston. They just completed a series there. He was 6 for 12.
Wow, he's got a big hit today.
Little chopper right side of the infield for Machado. Runner advancing to third, 2 gone. And now Chesler Cuthbert.
Well, Chad Bell again comes into this hot hitting Royals team. He's got 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Every run you got to keep it down by 2 runs again. 7 runs on 9 hits. Royals have picked everybody up. They only have left 2 on base so far. Tigers have left 7. So Royals making the most of their opportunities.
Yeah, the big inning for the Tigers, they left them loaded. They got a run, but left them loaded in the 4th. Here's the 1-0. 2-0 now on Chesler Cuthbert. Pop up and a fly ball for Cuthbert. Fires went 4 innings in this game, gives way to Bell here in the 5th. Driven foul. A little ricochet around the seats.
Tigers 3 for 9, Royals 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position. So the Royals have really barreled a lot of off-speed pitches the Tiger pitchers have thrown. That last one was foul. It looked like a changeup. Also fouled a lot of fastballs the Oppo way.
Bill tried to get that fastball by Cuthbert, who got a piece. Gordon waiting on deck. First of 4 this weekend between these 2 squads. Swing and a miss. Cuthbert is out of there to retire the side, but the Royals get 2 more runs. We've played 5, and Martin will lead things off.
a little wind read, and it was what we thought. It's swirling out there. Now this is on Escobar. Sprinted 24.2 feet per second. 63 feet covered in distance there. Almost got fooled, but he went to school on that first ball that got over his head and made the catch. And the 3 home runs, doesn't matter. Those are not wind blown.
No, those are not at all. All of them well over 400 feet. So Martin, walk, bunt, single, strikeout in this game. And Leonis swings and misses. Barlow came on in the 5th inning and got the final out, but gave up an RBI single to Iglesias. Here's the Royals defense.
Playing the full shift, and he goes against it. The Tigers take on the Mariners Saturday, May 12th at 4:10 p.m. First 20,000 fans receive a free 1968 50th anniversary tote bag. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or go to tigers.com.
Here is Jeimer Candelario, who now will bat lefty against the right-handed pitcher, which is his better side this year. 303 lefty for Candy. And for Candelario, all 4 of his home runs have come from the left side of the plate.
So back there in Leones, the reason they play him over there, I think when it's a lefty, it's like 80 or 85% of the time the liners, soft liners or grounders go to the right side of the field. With righties, I believe it's 85 to 90%. So Martin went against it. You need a runner. Now we got the tying run at the plate. Good hitting.
Candy had a 2-run double in the 3rd for the Tigers.
We got no shift right now. It's regular. You don't see it very much. Love switch hitters in the lineup, you know, especially good ones, because it's such an advantage. Guy brings in a left-handed pitcher or a right-handed pitcher. You got the switch hitter.
Well, it's a good point, because I think in the last couple of years, Gibby, really the Tigers were so right-handed heavy in their lineup. They only had Victor Martinez, a switch hitter, but now there is some variation in their lineup.
Yeah, there is. And I see down the road, if Nick Castellanos continues to hit lefties the way he is, you snuggle him in that lineup with 2 lefties on each side of him, he'll really rake it. And there's a fly ball. Look at Jeimer. He's disappointed. Didn't get it further. Does that make sense to you? You got lefty,
Absolutely.
Nick, righty, lefty. Because virtually they can't bring a righty in.
Right.
Because now you're protecting your lefty behind him. Here comes Miggy. He's due.
Well, you might as well join the home run parade today, Cabrera. Tigers have 1 from Castellanos. The Royals have hit 3 homers. 7-5. Royals have the lead. And Cabrera looks at a strike, 0-1. Tigers now have 10 hits in this game. And only but 9 for the Royals.
Well, we know this Tiger team is not going to give in. They're going to continue to battle. A lot of teams get discouraged, but this team has not done it. We talked about earlier, they enjoy each other. They enjoy competing together, and they enjoy their new manager. Coaching staff is getting to them.
0-2.
I always felt when I took days off that I was a little slow at the plate, you know, even an off day. Miggy's had 3 days off. May take him some time to get back into the swing of things, we know he can. But he's battling right now.
Did he go? They want the appeal. He did not go. Jeff Nelson was busy calling the runner safe at first. They finally got the appeal on it.
And Sal Perez, he sets this up outside and he goes right into the throw. Look, down to the knee. He does it as good as anybody. A quick tag. Lindy's back safely.
2-2.
Look at Salvi Perez real quick down to that knee. He really likes to do it with the left-handed hitter too, because it kind of screens the runner from seeing as quickly. He throws a slider that he wants bounced. Oh no.
Another hard hit ball. It's knocked down by Escobar, but he'll have no play, and that'll be an infield hit.
Good boy, Miki. Has a bullet with topspin on it. Wait, what do we got going on at second base right here? It's Las Diaz. I think Lindy was just having some fun, huh?
Nick Castellanos now will step in with 2 on and only 1 out. So right away the Tigers coming right back.
Very hard hit. This ball's got topspin. Eats Escobar up. And Martin quickly into second base, so no play there.
Tigers have scored at least 1 in each of the last 3 innings, and now threatening again here in the 6th. Nick with a single and a homer in this game, and he looks at a strike. Tigers without Victor Martinez today. Did not start because of a sore ankle, but they got Cabrera back in the lineup. Little pop up, shallow center field. This ball's going to drop. Martin coming around to score. That's a base hit, RBI.
Well, that's a break, huh? A little excuse me. Got a breaking ball. A little payback there. All those balls you hit hard that you make outs on. Something's wrong. Is it hammy?
Miggy's just walking off the field.
Oh, that's, yeah, it's the bicep.
So Cabrera is just taking himself out of the game right now, and Nico Goodrum will come on a pinch run for him. So Cabrera returns, but now he's going to leave this game.
Good read by Martin, by the way. He knew that ball was going to drop. He took right off.
And it looks like Barlow's day is done as well.
All kind of stuff going on, huh?
Well, Ned Yost coming out, hasn't made the signal yet. And now he has. So Barlow will come out of the ball game. Back and forth we go. The Tigers have scored in 4 straight innings now. They're back to within 1. And we'll come back. Pitching change here in KC.
But something has happened to Miguel Cabrera. He's taken himself out of the game. We looked at the ball, then he ran down the third. Now, if you watch right here, it looks like he just shuts it down. And he's feeling something. We don't have anything on that yet. He took himself out of the game. Trev, are you around? You got any information for us?
Yeah, Gibby, this is the last thing that Ron Gardenhire wanted to see. And if this is related to the injury to the arm that's kept Miguel Cabrera out of the last series, what Gardenhire was saying today was he does not want to put Miggy in the lineup, potentially aggravate that injury and lose him for even longer. So seeing him walk off the field in the middle of today's game is not a good indication, especially for what Ron Gardenhire was intending when he put Miggy back in the lineup.
Well, the Tigers down by 1 now. They have runners at first and second. Twelve Tigers hits in this game. There's a foul tip at home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. McCarthy is the new pitcher out of the bullpen in the Wallside Windows pitching change.
This is his 10th game. Pretty good ERA, 2.53. Looks like he can't get erratic.
Right to the shortstop, and they'll get to a line double play. Nico Goodrum is doubled off. Hard hit ball. Tigers settle for 1. We go to the bottom of the 6th.
MLB this season. Detroit and Kansas City right there.
These were the numbers coming in.
Second, third fewest.
Well, Tigers got 1 back. Now the Royals will come to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th with Gordon, Escobar, and then Merrifield. Chad Bell came on in the 5th inning, gave up 2. One ball, 1 strike on Gordon. Homer to the 4th inning. Here's how they play him defensively. They are playing to pull.
You see Machado very deep in the right.
And he goes the other way. A shift spoiler. Yeah. Single for Gordon.
Just slapped it right where it was pitched. Ball was out of third. He just dropped the bat. You got to give him credit. We'll tell you, the Tigers in their shifting, they've done a lot better when they go for the full, let's call it the full shift, or I think they call it the full Ted Williams shift. When they do that, batting average is way less than when they don't shift. So you get burnt by it sometimes, but overall it works out for you.
Escobar trying to bunt his way on. Again, Miguel Cabrera has been taken out of the game, so the Tigers without Miggy and Victor Martinez in this game. Vimar did not even start with a bad ankle. And Gardy a little bit shorthanded now. But the one thing we've learned about this club, regardless of who's available and who is not, scrappy is probably the best way to describe them. Bouncing ball left side deep in the hole and bobbled by Iglesias. Everybody is safe. Base hit. If he gets to that ball, I'm not sure he still gets Gordon in second.
No, I don't think so either. Alex Gordon had a good secondary lead. It was on down to second. It's one of those days. Home run last inning and the ground balls this inning. The Tigers from 2017 to 2018, they've turned 3% more ground balls and bunts into outs. They were ranked last year. They're ranked middle of the pack this year. And what does that mean? That's about 9 or 10 hits a year, so it could be significant.
Merrifield looks at a strike. Merrifield now has hit safely in 15 straight against the Tigers. He had a single in the first inning.
Need a double play, don't we?
In the worst way. The 0-1. Strike two called. Merrifield can't believe it.
Little talking going on there. You can see him looking ahead, chattering.
Danny Gonzalez, the home plate umpire. We have had 23 hits in this game, 12 for the Tigers, 11 for the Royals. Now Merrifield given time. Here is the 0-2. One around, strike three called, and Merrifield is out. Time for a game break now. Here's Mickey York. That is the worst slide I've ever seen, I think, ever.
There was a one pitcher from Philly that slide. Remember when he was sliding? That was about the same. But how can you slide like that? Is that what you're saying?
Kind of. Here's Soler.
Had a bloody nose, huh?
Yeah, bloody nose on a slide. And Soler looks at a ball inside, 2-0. Homered in the fifth inning. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the first.
A lot of 2-0 counts here. It's not a good formula. Especially with the guy that's got power like Soler.
We were talking about that in the Rays series, how the Tiger bullpen has fallen behind in some of the numbers that go with that and how much of a disadvantage you put yourself in.
Well, the Tigers have had these counts more than the major league average. However, they've gotten out of those situations more than most. But the major league average tells you it's probably not going to continue. That's what you worry about. So you'd like to see better counts early.
Soler walks on 4 pitches. That's going to load him up. Now you got to deal with Moustakas.
Gardy just got up and took a walk, trying to figure this one out right here. Going to stay lefty on lefty. Nobody's warming up, so it's his game.
.255 this year against lefties for Moustakas. There's Steve Little to his right, his bench coach.
I think Carty just made a call. We got some action down there.
Swing and a miss.
Moustakas has cleaned that swing up a lot over the last couple of years. So compact, quick, stays back, doesn't drift, keeps his bat in the zone. He was going for the downs on that first pitch. He knew he was getting a heater.
Swing and a miss. Now 0-2.
Got away with one there.
Moustakas with 8 home runs in the month of April was the Royals Player of the Month. .317 against the Tigers since the start of 2016. So he's hit Tiger pitching well, and he's got, as you see, a couple of grand slams.
2 salamis.
That'll miss outside. 1-2.
It's a good take. Chad Bell came up and in with the slider pitch before. That was a good spot right there. He started it on the plate and broke it off, and Moustakas laid on.
The old "I got something in my eye." And now we'll get a mound visit as McCann walks out there.
See, Manny Gonzalez has his notepad out. Where do we have the mound visit meter here?
You know, I was looking for it. I don't know where they keep it here. At Comerica, it's on the big scoreboard.
MVM. Mound visit meter. Got to make a pitch. I think Moustakas is going to hit this ball the other way.
He tried, but it loops foul.
If you're going to throw him away, he's definitely going to hit it over there. He's just waiting for it to come in. He's dropping the bat head on it.
Walk and a double for Moustakas. He has scored twice. Again, the 1-2. Foul back.
Big swing there, short, compact. Just missed it.
We've had 13 runs in this game. 11 of them have been scored in the last 4 innings between the two squads. A lot of crooked numbers up on the board today. The Tigers trail 7-6. High fly ball center field, deep enough to score the run. Martinez under it. Runner will tag. Throw comes into third base. Sac fly RBI for Moustakas. Good at bat after falling behind 0-2. That's going to be it for Chad Bell, it appears. The 20th RBI of the year for Moustakas. So once again, it's a 2-run lead for the Royals. Bell will depart. Tigers headed to the bullpen and will be back. of the game, neither is around. Neither pitched all that well, but we got to give you an update on Miggy.
Yeah, left the game. He had a right hamstring strain. That's one of the things when you sit out for an injury, you haven't played in a couple days, you go out and you make a quick move and you can get a hammy, and that's what it appears he's got. So I don't know that they'll DL him, but it's a possibility, more so than it was when we started the day.
Well, here is Perez now with 2 on and 2 outs and a run in for the Royals. They're back up by 2. Every time the Tigers score some runs, the Royals counter. And Perez takes ball 1. In a wall side windows pitching change, Warwick Soppold.
Soppold into his 9th game. You see he has 8 innings already. Tigers are looking for the depth of this bullpen to settle in. Soppold is one they'd like to see participate.
Two and 0. Tiger Penn yesterday did a terrific job. Wilson stumped, Jimenez, Graney, Soppold pitched, Farmer pitched. Now what's going on here? Another mound visit. And
not a mound
it's not a mound visit. They brought the umpire out there to make sure it was medically related.
Signs. I thought.
Or could that be too? Yeah. Like cross up or mix up.
Yep.
Meanwhile, 2-0. Look out. Perez swings and misses. Good breaking ball there from Soppold.
So when the umpire goes out there with the catcher, you know, McCann probably said, hey, we had a cross up there, so he walks out and he makes sure that he says nothing more than the signs. If he does, that's a visit.
Ooh, same pitch, same result. Back even in the count now, 2-2.
That pitch works, huh? 2 in a row.
That one he started well off the plate.
Yeah, from up here it looks that way, but must have because it fooled Sal.
Here's the 2-2. 3-2 now on Perez. Lucas Duda waiting on deck. Soppold was the last Tigers pitcher yesterday, so he recorded the victory. His 5th big league victory. Got his first save earlier this year against the Royals. Runners going on 3-2. He walked him, and that's going to load the bases. Perez laid off that slider.
Hey, join the Tigers in Kroger for the 7th annual Pink Out the Park Sunday, May 13th, when the Tigers face the Mariners at 1:10 p.m. Special ticket packages include a Pink Out the Park t-shirt and donation to breast cancer research. Visit tigers.com/pinkout.
Couple of singles, couple of RBIs for Duda. And a drive to center field, base hit. 1 run scores. 2 runs will score, and it's a huge day for Duda.
Oh, Duda.
Escobar and Soler come in to score. 10-6 Royals.
So he gets the 2-2 count and throws 2 balls to Salvador Perez. And he's now, you know, he wants to get that strike, and Duda knows that as well. Ball's right down the middle, low in the zone. It's a fastball, and he tagged him.
It's a 4 RBI day for Duda. 4-run lead now for the Royals, and here is John Jay. Ball low.
If you're the manager, Ron Gardenhire, you've tried everything. They've had no relief when they've come in. No, you got to go into protection mode. You know, we come back and score a couple runs. This is not the 3rd inning. Now it's the bottom of the 6th inning, where you got to really watch your patience.
John Jay is the 8th man to bat in this inning. It is a 3-run 6th for the Royals. Here's the 2-1. Foul back, 2-2 now on Jay. He singled and run in the 1st inning when the Royals jumped out to a 2-0 lead. It's been back and forth since. Little chopper to the right side. That'll be an easy play there for Hicks. That'll end the inning. But a big inning for the Royals. They scored 3 as we go to the 7th. It's now 10-6 KC.
Who's having a big day today?
Oh, Gibby. He's got 9 with Castellanos.
That was Mickey. But you have monster days. I got to get a monster one. Rod's hanging in there with Miggy. He's out right now.
You're another home run away from Castellanos and having a monster day.
Didn't he have a big one for you? You had back-to-back days, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. That's what propelled me. So the Tigers now have to answer yet again. They're down by 4 as we go to the 7th. Hicks, McCann, Iglesias. That'll miss low and in. 2-0 the count. McCarthy came on to get the final 2 outs in the 6th on a line double play. Hicks walked, double, 2 runs scored. And a drive to left field, and that ball is caught. Jay went to the warning track to haul that one in. Let's bring in Trevor Thompson.
Mario, I'm sitting next to Russell Brett. He's from Toronto, obviously a Tiger fan, though, and this is his 30th park that he's visited over the last couple of years. Where does the K rank among all the parks you visited across the majors, Russell?
Oh, definitely within the top 5. Got that beautiful baseball field, nice water, beautiful waterfalls. Still has the old feel of the original Kauffman Stadium, so it's great.
So you've been to 30 parks, you've got a couple left. What ones are left on the bucket list?
The last 2 is Tropicana Field and then SunTrust Park, the new one for the Braves.
But you're not only a baseball fan, you've seen a couple of hockey arenas along the way too. How many?
27 NHL arenas, just 3 more to go, Winnipeg, Carolina, and Dallas.
Not bad at all. Too bad about your Leafs being out of the playoffs so far this year.
It's okay, I'm not a Leaf fan.
He's a Tiger fan and a Wings fan, guys. You gotta like that.
Trev, you got me?
Yes, I do, Gibby.
He can leave one of those baseball stadiums out. Nothing to see down there.
Tropicana?
I didn't say
Gibby
it.
says there's no need for you to see Tropicana.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
He's not the first one that said it either.
Well, Mario said Tropicana. I just said you could possibly leave.
Roll him right under the bus, Gibby. That away.
All right, Trev, thanks. That's quite a deal. You know, sometimes, Gibby, we take for granted the fact that we get to see all these ballparks, but to be able to do something like that, what a great trip.
Yeah, there's more and more people seem to participate in that. I saw some guys last night that were traveling around looking at all the ballparks, and it's a cool thing, and it's hard to really figure what's the top at this point, don't you think? I mean, what would you say?
Yeah, you know, and I've been asked that question a million times, and Mac didn't like that call at all from Manny Gonzalez. That is the second out.
Gonzalez does a good job actually walking away. Thought this ball was on the plate. Mac thought it was off. Ball really came back and just clipped that outside corner.
If I were to look at the visiting ballparks right now, I'd probably go PNC in Pittsburgh #1, and then Target Field #2. I love Target Field. I think it's a great place. But you know, the old ones like Fenway and Wrigley and Dodger Stadium, they have their own separate charm, so they're kind of different. I love going to those ballparks as well, but of the new ones, I'd probably go PNC. Save Cone Seattle's great too. Hot shot grounder to Moustakas. And Iglesias pulling up halfway down the line is out.
He's hurting too.
You could tell he is just not 100%.
Coming up is the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch.
Gibson back here at the ballpark. It's been a wild ball game today. Neither starter, Skoglund or Fires, had it. Miggy out of the ball game with an injury. It looks like Iglesias is banged up now, so it's been kind of a strange day.
Well, you know, we talked about in the open how good everybody's feeling, and the atmosphere was so great on the plane, and they're really starting to feel it. they played great at home, or I should say much better at home. They have not played well on the road. Today has been no different. And you put the injuries into it, the injury factor. You continue to see how the rainouts, the extra makeups, the double headers, I think they all have a cumulative effect. The Miggy's a huge loss. We know that. It looks like Iglesias hurt himself when he fell down. And what do we got to get our lineup together, see how many guys we got left on the bench.
Yeah, no doubt. Iglesias is still in the game, but you could tell that last ground ball that he tried to run out, he just pulled up between home and first base, and you can tell he's hurting. So Tigers a bit short-handed right now.
Well, you'd never want to put a guy like Miggy on the DL, because if he can play in 2 days, you really never know. Sometimes they feel moderately better, and then all of a sudden you'll have reached.
There's another ball launched to left field. That going to the track, that's going to the wall, and it's going to be caught. One of the few that falls short.
So what I was saying is, if you never really know, so you kind of walk on the tightrope. Now they played him today, so which means they cannot backdate it. Okay, if had he not played today, they could have backdated it 4 days. So if they put him on the DL now, it's a full 10 days. He may need it from what it looks like.
But the 10-day DL is a lot more palatable than the old 15-day DL. So I think it's, I think managers look at that as maybe kind of pushing them toward doing that. We don't know what the situation is with Miggy, and we'll see after the game. But coming out of the game today, just is kind of a downer for the Tigers.
Yeah, but Gardy, he was going up against this when we were on the homestand. The lineups have come out late every day. At some point, you just got to get players up here, and you got to let guys heal. And it's really fairly early in the season. We're just into May, so if you try to push and you really injure something, then you're just asking for more DL days by your better players.
Gordon a single and a homer in this game. Soppold ready with the 2-1. Manny Gonzalez gotten some looks from hitters on both sides today.
Yeah, he doesn't take much, Manny. He's pretty confident in his calls. I would say he's a pretty good communicator. He's one of, they're getting more that more umpires know Spanish, the language as well, so he can communicate well with quite a few of the players.
3-2. Lofted to center, base hit. Third hit for Gordon. And we bring in Trevor Thompson.
Mario, Ron Gardenhire got a haircut today. Nothing really strange about that, I suppose, but it's who cut his hair that is the catch here. Brian Loramonte, the Tigers PR guy and also their translator, also cuts hair. His grandfather had a barber shop. He cut hair to make his way through college, and now he's Gardy's personal barber. Every couple of weeks, he says he gives him a little trim, tightens him up, and did so today inside the Tigers clubhouse before all the guys arrived. So, Gibby, Mario, if you're looking for a cut, that's your guy on the road.
I was saying you need one more than I do.
It's not gonna, you're not gonna make much money off of me with haircuts. I can tell you that right now, obviously, and Gibby the same way.
I do tend to dull the clippers, though. I'm telling you.
I did not know that about Brian Loramonte. You learn something new about the guys you travel with every day. There's a high pop-up, hit it straight up.
Thanks, Waz.
And it's going to be the shortstop Iglesias. 2 gone. We'll bring up Whit Merrifield. 10 runs, 13 hits for the Royals. Tigers 6 runs, 12 hits.
Well, you got to keep them off the board. So far, so good here in the 7th. Royals have scored in the last 4 previous innings. So Tigers, though, getting down to their last 6 outs. Some of these Royal hitters are really taking a cut at it. You notice that?
They've been hacking from the first inning.
Tiger hitters swinging it pretty good themselves with 12 hits and 6 runs.
Here's the 0-1.
Sun's coming out. Warmed up.
Here's the 1-1. Fouled away 1-2. Talked about this a little bit earlier, but it was kind of unnerving last time when the Tigers arrived in Kansas City. It was raining. We got to the hotel. As soon as the bags arrived, it started raining pretty good. And then about a half hour later, the tornado warning sirens were going off.
I never heard a thing. And when I lived out here, they had some doozies, I tell you, and tornadoes and hailstorms.
Can imagine.
You got to get your cars in the garage, because that hail comes in there and destroys it.
How did you not hear those tornado sirens?
Just ignored them.
They went on for like 30 minutes, and I think they had the volume on 10.
I think somebody was talking loud around me. Loud music.
Here's the 1-2. Merrifield hits a ground ball, kicked up there by Sappold. Iggy has it, quick throw. Got him, what a play. Iglesias plucked it out of the air, and the Royals probably want to look at it.
Yeah, I thought he had him pretty easy right there. I don't think they're going to do that.
10-6 our score through 7 here at Kauffman Stadium. We'll see how close this play was.
Yeah, I thought he got him by at least a half step. Good communication there.
Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire.
Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica, your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory.
Back here in KC, we go to the 8th. Tigers down 4, and there's a strike called on Dixon Machado. Royals have gone back to the bullpen. They got an inning and 2/3 out of McCarthy. Here's the 0-1. It'll slide in for a strike. 0-2 on Dixon. Tim Hill is on.
Faced him over in Detroit. Last outing May 1st at Boston. Just the third of an inning, gave up a hit and a run. Got a sidearm delivery, you can see. I think he'd be tougher on lefties.
Yeah, the numbers indicate that against lefties. They're batting just 175 against him. Dixon shoots one to the gap in left center field, and that's going to drop. Base hit. So Machado's on to lead things off here in the 8th.
Yeah, those. Do you see that ball? Those guys kind of carried longer than they thought they would. John Jay looked like he was cutting across with the ball carried. The wind currents out there. He's coming across, and then all of a sudden it just takes off on him. And we got a leadoff single from Dixon Machado. Need another runner. And then another one after that. Set up Nick for the granny.
Martin takes ball 1.
Take a look at where Hill puts his foot on the rubber. He's way over there on the left side. So if you're Martin, he's really coming with the sidearm motion. He's throwing the ball across. We had a good hack there. Can be intimidating if you're. Some people are afraid of the ball when a pitcher's throwing the pitches from that position. Got to tell yourself to hang in there.
Each team now with 13 hits in this ball game. There's a bouncing ball left side, base hit. Out of the region of the shortstop, Escobar. Now the Tigers, something brewing here in the 8th. 2 on, nobody out.
Doesn't try and pull it. Here he comes from over on the sidearm, right through the 5-6 hole. Need one more runner. Get that tying run to the plate.
Jamer Candelario will step in now. 2-run double in the 3rd. He is 1 for 4. That'll make it 14 Tigers hits. Jamer looks at a strike. Last time the Tigers saw the Royals back in Detroit, their ERA out of the bullpen was sky high. It was almost 9. It's down to 6.24 right now, but still very elevated as Johnny Barbato warms up. Not nearly the imposing bullpen they had in their championship years here. Way outside. Boyer now in the Royals bullpen, so both bullpens working. Here's the 1-2.
Want to stay away from the double play ball if you can. Want to keep the rally going. But with 2 strikes, you must protect.
Royals relievers came into this game with the lowest strikeout rate in the major leagues this year.
Time for a gapper.
And a swing and a miss. So Candelario down on strikes.
MLB at Bat is your #1 Detroit Tigers app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Detroit Tigers home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV game of the day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today.
First at bat of the ball game now for Nico Goodrum, who took over for Cabrera.
I don't know if you saw that swing. Candy looked like he hurt something.
Yep, I did. I noticed. And it just looked uncomfortable as he walked back. I kept my eye on him, but he just walked right back to the bench. We don't need any more guys getting nicked up.
No.
Hamstring issue for Cabrera pulled him out of this game. Here's the 1-0 to Nico, and it's a strike. 1-1.
Well, let's take a look here at Candy. He swings it. It looks like it's that front arm. Look at his face. He just kind of holds his arm there. Hopefully it's nothing. He had a wrist problem when he was in Pittsburgh. I did that. I actually had wrist surgery early in my career when I just swung at a changeup and felt something pop in there and ended up being out over a year with surgery. You can get that from swinging a bat in a weird swing.
2-2. Castellanos on deck. Tigers need one more base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. Now Hill with the 2-2. Just off the plate, 3-2.
Well, that was close. Good eye. Three, 2, 1 out. Runners will not be running down by 4 runs. It's where the base coaches come in, and you hope they listen.
Chopper back up the middle. He'll get one there, and that's it. Force out at second base.
Let's take a look at our belt tire pitch by pitch as Nick Castellanos comes up. He's had a pretty good day so far. About time I got some points out of him, but had a single, and he hit that home run, and he's got added another single. He's got a couple RBIs, and he's got a chance to bring the Tigers within 1 right here as they have 2 on.
But he's not going to do it against Hill.
Get a new pitcher, huh?
They'll go to the bullpen, so Hill is out. We'll be back as the Royals make a change.
With Nick Castellanos, just kind of look at our lineup card. Boudreaume's in the game. Victor, you could put in NA. It doesn't appear that he would be available. Victor Reyes still available. And you look at the pitching right here, down by 4 runs. You don't want to bring Stump in. You don't want to bring Wilson, Greeny, or Jimenez because they've been throwing a lot. So you want to get back in the game, and you can bring more guys into the throw of it. But it's been a tough day, and you have Leonis Martin, who's in the game with the sore hamstring already. Iglesias, he's got a sore hammy, it appears.
Blaine Boyer comes in to face Castellanos. Big swing there by Nicholas. Boyer's got some elevated numbers.
Yes, he does.
See if the Tigers can make him go a little bit higher. Been with a lot of different teams. Boyer signed with the Royals in February. Fly ball slicing toward right field and toward the line. Soler and foul ground, can't get there.
Now, if that was in the open field, he probably could have got it, but you're approaching that wall. You remember what happened to J.D. Martinez down there last year.
Broken elbow.
Running into the wall, so you got to get down on the ground. You can see, he can see that wall coming up. You got to get down so you don't run into it. Break for Nick. No balls and 2 strikes.
Boyer now has been with 5 teams the last 5 years. He's got a lot of big league time, though. 12 years in the major leagues. Here's the 0-2. Got him. Strike 3. Castellanos caught looking. Inning is over. Tigers threaten, but strand a pair. We go to the bottom of the 8th in Kansas City. The Royals still lead 10.
Time for the Miller Lite hold true moment. Lucas Duda, remember this one in the beginning, his first hit of the day, hit the bag and mound, got an RBI there, added a hit in the 5th and the 6th. 4 RBI, his tops of the year so far. Hopefully we don't need to see him this inning. Do it 4th.
Soler leads it off, and he's had a big day. Scored 3 runs. He is homered. Soler, Moustakas, and Perez. Tigers down 10-6 in the 8th. Johnny Barbado has come on to throw an inning here now for the Tigers out of the bullpen. It'll miss low.
Well, it'd be advisable to try and throw a 0 up here. They got one last inning. However, the Tigers did not score the previous 2 innings.
Busted him inside. 93 with that fastball from Barbado.
4-seamer, trying to crowd him. So Larry, don't want him to get his arms out. He's strong. Hit it a long way. Had one today, 441 feet. He's looking dead fastball.
He got one, let it go by, and the count now 2-2. Soler now with 4 home runs. He has hit safely in his last 9 consecutive games. And he has been on a roll for them, over 400 in that span. Ooh, he went fishing, and Barbado strikes him out.
Here's the upcoming pitching matchup presented by Wallside Windows. Francisco Liriano tomorrow, 3-1 record versus Ian Kennedy. He's 1-3. Pretty good pitching matchup. Liriano, we just mentioned earlier, is anniversary for his no-no. Trying to duplicate that tomorrow here in Kauffman Stadium. Wouldn't that be something?
It would be. Threw that against the White Sox in his Minnesota Twins days.
Now, Moustakas just took that pitch and looked right at third base. I think he's going to probably go against it again. Has a walk, a double, and a sac fly, and a line out to right fielder. Pretty good change up there, 85. Fastball coming in at 93, 94.
Tigers got Barbado from the Pirates off the waiver wire in January. Fouled away, 1-2. Barbado pitching in relief for the Pirates last year, and there's more action now. Kelvin Herrera, the closer for the Royals, heating up.
That's the guy the Tigers don't really want to see. Pretty nasty. Got a good two-seamer. Upper 90s velocity.
Ball 2.
Seems like a lot of 1-2, 2-2 counts today. It's a fine line between going after somebody and wasting a pitch.
Fly ball in the air to shallow right field. Machado back. Castellanos in. Oh, Machado with a great play.
Yeah,
sliding on the line.
That was a great play. I saw Nick look at Machado 2 times. Did not have a good beat, and again that wind. That ball was probably out over the stands. He came back. Machado looks at Nick and realizes, now, as an infielder, you want them to go full go unless you hear are called off by the outfielder.
Now I know because of the shift he was out there in short right field, but he still ran a long way to get to that ball.
That was no easy catch. It was coming back against him.
It's popped up.
Here's another one.
Hicksy is being called off. Look out, Machado makes the play on this one as well. It'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Barbado. A couple of nice defensive plays from Dixon Machado. We're on our way to the 9th in KC. Here comes Herrera. Vic, last call indeed for the Tigers. They will have to try and do it now against the closer, Kelvin Herrera.
Pitched in Boston, an inning back on the first.
First pitch is popped up by Jacoby Jones in the shallow right. Soler staring into the sunlight. One pitch, one gone.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. 95-mile-an-hour right there. Didn't want to wait around. Jacoby trying to jump him.
One away. It'll bring up John Hicks. Herrera had gone 9 2/3 scoreless innings until he gave up a home run in the 12th on Tuesday night in Boston. Hard throwing right-hander Kelvin Herrera, and he makes him move his feet.
Hicks, he likes it straight and fast.
26 saves last year for Herrera. Ooh, way out in front that time. Pulled the string on him.
Get that gas and you get that good breaking ball like that. Over a 10-mile variation.
Chop to the right side. It's going to find a hole. Base hit. Hicks with his second hit.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed pitch. Let's look at the most pitches thrown by relievers since 2012. Clippert, you have Shaw, and then you got Kelvin Herrera, 7,199. Is the arm made to do that?
Apparently for a select few.
It is, really. I mean, you look at all these guys. Brian Shaw's led the league in appearances, I don't know how many years. They're talking 75, 80 games and above. Without getting hurt. That's amazing.
It really is amazing. It's amazing to stay healthy for that stretch, one, and two, to be able to put up those kinds of numbers innings wise. Now McCann, and he looks at a strike 0-1, 197 on that heater.
Now when you're a hitter, you got to ask yourself if it's smart to say something to the umpire early in the game, right? It didn't James not like the one last at bat? So now you get later in the game, sometimes it can work against you. I'm not saying it is, but it can. I don't think the umpires do that as much as they used to because of all the ways they get checked and evaluated. But maybe that ball 3 inches off the plate becomes a strike. Moral of the story, take it a bit, swing if it's close, and there gets the snapdragon, and he's down on strikes.
2 away now. It's going to be up to Iglesias for the Tigers, down by 4 here in the 9th. The Tigers have out-hit the Royals 15-13, but they trail. Part of the story here, 10 left on base for the Tigers. Higgy 2 out of 4 with an RBI. Strike 1.
Getting ahead with that heater. Iglesias 2 hits today.
Iglesias singled in a run in the 5th. The Tigers, you can say they battled today. They kept falling behind and they kept chipping away. They eventually tied the game, but the Royals got 2 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and that turned out to be the big inning.
Down to their last out.
Up and in.
So we need to get Iggy on and Dixon. That would bring the tying run and Leonis Martin to the plate.
Here's the 2-1. And he bends one in there for a strike.
Up by 4 runs, a 2-1 count. Your Iglesias, you're looking for a fastball. It's a nasty breaking ball, and Looks like he's talking to him right now.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a foul tip or a miss. A miss. And the Tigers lose here this afternoon as the Royals hold on. Iglesias, a flailing swing at the final strike. In the ninth, no runs, one hit, one left. Royals win it by a score of 10-6. Now we send you to the Coliseum Studios. Mickey York, Tigers Live postgame.